What do you think of the young musicians starting out and their influences and where they're going in the music you're hearing now?
Well, I think it's a challenging time for young musicians, particularly in view of commercially what is out there, certainly on the radio and on TV, which is all good music as well. But in the area of playing jazz and being an instrumentalist, it makes it challenging because a lot of the music on TV and on the radio and everything is kind of sampled and cut and pasted in a computer,
Right.
Done by very capable people, no less, and done well, and done imaginatively. And I know that must be a very strong pull towards, that there must be a strong pull into that way of thinking about music. And that's also, a great way to create music. But for somebody that wants to be an instrumentalist, that requires a whole other set of tools. A lot of practicing, a lot of studying, a lot of harmony, and just technical discipline in order to do that, and so that it doesn't become a lost art. And I think what's happening is that's creating stronger musicians. Because to be a jazz musician, a musician that is really a proficient instrumentalist and can play with good imagination as well, you really have to have your thing together. In a society sort of where that's not supported, it's not popular. So in order to be able to get over and get your message across, you have to have it together. And I think that's what we're seeing. I'm seeing it, in the States, in New York, with a lot of the instrumentalists that are moving to New York, every year. There's some freakily great players, almost better than I've ever seen, and they keep coming, and they're good, and they have to have it together. And I think the same thing happens here as well. It's the same phenomenon.
What about the audiences? Because you've played all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
And is there a difference between the jazz audiences in New York and here in the States and Canada, Japan? Is there a difference?
Not in the large cosmopolitan areas. Playing for a good audience in New York is incredible. Playing for a good audience in Toronto, is fantastic. Same thing in Japan, Europe. There is maybe a difference, though. Certainly in the Americas, once you get outside of the cosmopolitan areas, it gets a little dicey. Whereas in Europe and Japan, jazz is really, really supported, both by the various arts/government agencies,
Mm-hmm.
and also by the fact that people understand the music, have kind of a long-time association with it, and appreciate it for what it is. And often in Europe, you can take a few more chances creatively that might be harder to do in smaller places in the States or in Canada. We're maybe more addicted here, and myself as well, to television and the media.